video. Go ahead, please. 6 minutes. Thank you, Mr. Chair. My questions will mainly be for the Canadian Association of Optometrists. I don't know if it would be Mr. Couillard or Mr. Nelson. You can see who wants to answer the question. At the outset, can you tell us what research is being done on for optometry in Canada now? Generally speaking. Yes. Hello. Thank you for the question, Mr. Trudel. My pleasure. I'd like to begin by saying that there's very little research done in optometry in Canada. If we compare ourselves, it might be 0.5 to 1% of research that goes to eye care. And when we look at what's done at CIHR, there's no entity within CIHR that's dedicated to eye care. But at the National Institute for Health in the United States, there's an institute specifically for eyesight. So a lot of research is done provincially. It's subsidized by the province. In Quebec, there's funding for that, or it's from foundations, private foundations. Research is done at the basic level in terms of advanced therapies for some conditions that may lead to vision loss. There are clinical trials done for new medications that can help slow down the loss of vision. So earlier, I don't know if it was you or Mr. Nelson, you talked about increasing funding, a need for more funding. If you had that additional funding, what would be the main fields of expertise where you would like to conduct research now? Yes, it would really be to look at priorities in Canada. It would probably be done in terms of disease that lead to blindness. There are new medications that can slow down vision loss, and it could be done at that level. It could also be done in terms of vision therapy. These are ways to allow people to regain some vision due to certain conditions. And then basic research that needs to be done as well. We have good institutes in Canada, including in Montreal, the Clinical Research Institute that does great research with Dr. Calouette. We have 2 universities that teach optometry. There's the University of Waterloo and the University of Montreal, and those 2 centers do their own research as well. So research would probably be concentrated in those places. Earlier, the point was raised by you or Mr. Nelson. With the pandemic, with all the screens, I have kids who are pretty young, 12 and 17, and I've seen it's a problem that's really increased during the pandemic. We know it's a factor for attention deficit. Screens can lead to trouble in that area. Could you talk about eye health and how it can be a problem? I will let our expert, Dr. Nelson, talk about that.
This one on the impact of screens, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, what the pandemic has shown us is that all of us are using our screens much, much more, and kids and adults and everyone. And it's highlighted the importance of vision to us. And what I think it's shown us is that we're having more people coming in with symptoms related to screen use. And that's highlighted to us that our vision is important to Canadians, and Canadians are feeling this is valuable area for the federal government to have some leadership on. If we talk specifically about kids, I talked about myopia, and we know that there are some studies that are linking increased screen use and screen time can cause increased myopia or nearsightedness, which can result in vision problems down the road and increase the risk of eye disease and pathology later on. So what this pandemic is doing, showing Canadians and reminding Canadians, don't take your vision for granted. Our vision is important, and we need the federal government to take leadership on this.
Earlier, you talked about the need for funding to support education programs for eye health. Have there already been programs like that in the past? And could you tell us about what you would like to put in place yourselves at your association?
Merci.
Thank you. Yes, in fact, to my knowledge, there hasn't been that type of campaign. In terms of eye care, it's really been neglected in the past. If we compare it to dental care and now mental health, it was a taboo for a while, and now there are a lot of campaigns in that area. We'd like to see a campaign like what was done against smoking in the past, for example. We need to educate the public and make them aware that some things are good for their eyes and some things are not. You need to have regular appointments with your eye care specialist to ensure that you're monitoring your vision and to detect problems early on and to avoid getting to much more serious problems that can lead to blindness. There haven't been campaigns like that in the past, and that's why we and our partners at the national level, we'd like to develop that for the future.